We want to bring you something really important right now. Colorectal cancer is affecting so many more young people than ever before, and we're joined by an advocate and someone to tell us a lot more about what we need to know right now. Pamela Allen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. It's so important to talk about this, but it can be difficult. Can you first start with that, just the importance of bringing this up and talking to people?
Yes, let me just tell you just a little bit about how I got here. Um, at the age of 51, I was living what I considered my best life. I was confident in who I was. I was enjoying my grandchildren, and cancer was not on my radar at all. I was just truly enjoying life. I was staying fit. But once my insurance, and the thing about it was my health insurance provider called and said that it's time for your um, colonoscopy. And I had never heard of a colonoscopy, never heard of the word. Here I am, 51 years old, but I never heard of the word colonoscopy. But anyway, they scheduled the procedure. I had it done. And can you just imagine the surprise, the shock when the doctors came in and said, you have colon cancer? Another term I had never heard of. It just felt like the earth had just opened up around me because I just didn't know what to do, didn't know what to think, faced that I had never heard before. But once the test and everything was done, was diagnosed with late stage 3 colon cancer. And I went to oncologist, I was oncologist to the University of Kansas. I'm so thankful to this from this day for them because once I did and all of the confusion and me not knowing what to do and what to do. At the time, Dr. Marana was my doctor. He said, you're going to be fine. I constantly was calm right then. But just prior to that, first diagnosis went to Google. I would advise anyone, don't do that. Google became my at the what I thought was my best friend, but Google was my enemy because once I read all the stuff on Google, I literally started planning my funeral. I started planning my funeral because I kept looking at the survival rate, and I kept looking at all of the side effects from the medication that I would have to take, and also I was truly afraid. And but like I said, but once I talked to my doctor, he relieved all of those fears and just said, I'm going to be with you. And to
Wow.
this day, the University of Cancer and Blood Center, they are still, they're still right there with me. So that's how I got to where I was. But then once I look back and realized what the symptoms were, because at the time, as I said, I didn't know anything about colon cancer, didn't know, so I did not know what the signs and the symptoms were. But once I found out what they were, that really just infuriated me because I've said these were the very same symptoms that I had gone to several doctors to before. I was having the bloating, I was having uh, the pain in my stomach. I was having the bowel problems. I was having all these things. It was at a point where I was even burping bowel. So I went to different doctors. I went to the GI doctors, but no one suggested a colonoscopy at that time. And so when I look back, I said, wow, why was I not offered a colonoscopy? Why was I not heard? Was it because of I was a black woman? Was it because of the assumption of my age? But regardless of what it was, that really lit a fire in me. That's when I decided I have to do something because this is too important. I don't want another person to have to suffer because they were not heard.
You know, what you bring up is so important, just the education and the advocacy. Pamela Allen, we are so grateful for your time and your story. Thank you so much, and so much love and support on your continued well being. Thank you so much, Miss Allen. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.